Hi everyone. Um, I just did a whole video earlier and my microphone was off. So I'm gonna redo it again. This video is basically an update um, on what has happened since graduating, how I got my job, like the steps that I did to get my current job, and kind of like what direction that I want to go with the rest of my videos moving forward. So here are the things that I did to get the job that I have now. I'm not telling y'all to do exactly what I did. I'm not guaranteeing that you will get a job based on what I say you do. I'm not trying to get sued. I already don't got money. These are stuff that I, Dana, took to get where I am today. Okay? I graduated in May, and my decision or my choice to have had multiple different internships while I was in grad school. So I came in with that mindset, like, and get as many internships as I can to build a skill set. I did a total of about like 4 or 5 different internships during the course of my schooling or when I was in grad school. The next thing I did, I have a LinkedIn. It was required by my program, and I think it's very beneficial to have a LinkedIn so that you can have basically a resume right there. If you want to, what I have done when I was applying, I type up all the stuff that I have done on LinkedIn, it's there. And when I'm applying to different jobs, copy and paste the things that are relevant to that job from LinkedIn so that when I do fix up my resume, it's not like too much of a hassle. And how do I say this? When I was applying for jobs, I used three different apps or 3 different websites. I used LinkedIn, Indeed, and Glassdoor. And the job that I wanted, price or salary range that I wanted, where I wanted to go to work, and all of that. So Indeed was very helpful to me. You can use different job search engines, but Indeed just worked for me. Even in my first year, I kind of looked around to see what was available and what types of jobs that I would possibly fit in, because when I tell y'all there are so many different job titles for one job, it's ridiculous. So what I did was kind of like scope around to see what types of job titles were available based on the different skill sets that I have, and I found a couple. Okay, so I wasn't opposed to doing research, so I searched research assistant, research associate, program manager, program coordinator, anything where there was program management, I was interested in that. I also searched just general public health to see what would pop up. I searched health policy because that was my concentration. So all of that, I was just scoping around, and assist got overwhelmed. Okay, I got overwhelmed. Now, when it came down to actually applying to jobs, I did not start applying until spring semester of my second year, which was January of 2019. I started applying, and I just kept getting no after no after no after no after no, and I was like, what gives? Because, like, do you see me? Do you see my skills? Do you see all that I put effort into? Like, I know I would read these job descriptions. I was like, what? Who are you to tell me that you don't want me? Do you see what I bring to the table? What are you bringing to the table? Obviously, you're not for me. That's what I was trying to tell myself, but deep down, I was like, yo, somebody please hire me. I even got so careless because I got so many no's that I was like, when I was applying, it was just whatever. I got careless. And one specific time, I was just so overwhelmed with all the no's, and I was so overwhelmed with everything. I had to leave work. I went home, I was on the bus, hands were like shaking. So whenever I'm about to have an anxiety attack, my hands start shaking, and I was like, oh shit, dang it. I can't have it in public. No, like, come on, man. That's not right. So get up. I was tired. I was overwhelmed. So I was bawling my eyes out in bed, shaking, hyperventilating, crying, whatever. And I just started praying, honestly. And that's what I do. This is the faith that I practice. I'm a Christian. I'm not saying that you have to do the exact same things that I do, but this is what helps me out. So I prayed and I was like, God, I'm never gonna get a job. Don't nobody want me. Why don't nobody want me? I'm this, I'm that. I'm like saying all the worst possible things I could say about myself. I said in that prayer. And I started to calm down as I continued to pray. And then God was telling me, like, sis, why are you so stressed for it? You do this all the time. You do everything on your own, and then you want to come to me and ask me for what? And I'm like, praying about like what type of position and job that I wanted. Okay, I was specific. Say it with me. Specific, not Pacific. Specific. Because in that specificity, that is where you'll know that it came from God and God alone, and you'll be able to decipher from those counterfeits. Remember that is a word right there. Somebody write it. Anywho, so I told God where I wanted to be, like location wise, salary wise, like job title, like all of that. Very specific, okay? So keep that in mind. So after that, I stopped applying to jobs. I think I applied to maybe like 40, 50 different places. Yeah, job to get back to you is quite ridiculous, in my opinion. If I apply, like, I feel like it's just common. You know what? It ain't my business, but I'm gonna just say, stop ghosting people, jobs, employers. You can't just ghost people. Just at least tell people that they don't get the job. I digress. The first job that I was offered a position for was a research assistant job. So it was below what my I haven't graduated yet. I would have gotten my master's. So I was willing to apply for something that was below what I studied for, like, because I was desperate. We don't do that. We're not desperate people, okay? We know where our level is and we're going to do that level, okay? Now, again, it was below what I wanted. There wasn't really anything that I wanted aside from the job title. The research sounded very interesting, but other than that, it wasn't it. She gave me 2 weeks to make a decision. Or I asked for 2 weeks and she was like, yeah, sure, take your time. I did not give her an answer until the very last day of that time period I gave her. And I decided to decline the position. She was a little shocked. I too was pretty shocked, considering that I was worried about not having a job. This way I would have had a job, it would have been secure, I would have been had it before I graduated and everything would have been cool. But it wasn't what exactly I wanted. And it wasn't, I knew I could do better. And I kept hearing this thing, or something that just kept coming to me was like, you can do better. You don't have to accept every first offer, okay? I do this thing where I'm like, oh my gosh, look what God gave me, but I don't take the time to actually assess what was just handed up, whatever the opportunity was. I'm like, oh, is this really from God, or is this a counterfeit, or is this something that I just conjured up in my head? And that can go for anything. Take that as you will. Do with it what you want. Until maybe late March or April when I got a skills test interview for a skills test for my current job. So I flew back home for a little bit, took the skills test, and I was like, okay, well, we'll see what it is, how this goes. So I did that, flew back to Florida, continued school. 2 weeks later, I get another email. I was like, oh, so they liked me. They thought I was smart or whatever. I was like, okay, whatever. I guess I'll come to the interview. So they gave me, you know, I came to the interview and I interviewed with them. I was a nervous wreck, but okay, it was fine. It was around that time when I was flying back to Ohio after I just graduated from grad school, and then I'm flying back to Ohio for my brother's graduation. It was literally that exact Friday. It totaled up to 2 weeks by then since I had my interview. I got the email literally like the day of my brother's graduation that they were offering me the job. I was like, oh, what? Oh my gosh, I got a job. Okay, so I was able to be there, do my background check while I was in Ohio, and my official offer came a little bit later, and I started my job the week of my birthday. And remember how I told y'all that I was very specific in my prayer? It's important because when I tell you the job that I am working now, it's exactly what I asked for. Back home, and I'm currently working now, but it was a long ordeal. It took a long time. So to wrap up basically that whole story, here are the three or four different things that I did. I initially came into grad school intentional about what I wanted to gain, as in what type of skills that I wanted to gain and what I wanted to do with those skills. I started researching early as to what type of job titles and jobs that I wanted to do in order to get a job. Not guaranteeing that you will get a job. This is what I did. Y'all ain't gotta do what I did, but if y'all think it'll help, then do what you will with that information. And then apply early, because it takes long for these jobs to get back to you. And prayer, that should be number one, because your girl, oh child, we thank God. And that's basically where I am now. As far as my channel, I want this to be it's more of a lifestyle, faith type of thing, but also about like growing up. I have been blessed enough to have so many different experiences in my life, and what type of person would I be if the blessings that I have gained, if I don't share it with other people? And I know there are plenty of other people who are in my life who have valuable information that can help out the masses as well. So I plan on doing more videos about job searching, different types of jobs that my friends have, the options that are out there. I mean, it's not always engineer, doctor, businesswoman, lawyer. There are so many other things out there. I want to expose people to as many different things as I can. And then, just daily growing up stuff that's not so fun, but also can be fun. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Oh, thank you guys so much for watching. If you have any questions, comments, or anything like that, I will try to do a more Q&A type of style, because there was specific questions I got in other videos that I feel like would be beneficial to answer collectively. Be on the lookout for more videos, and I hope you enjoy.